Here with men's soccer coach Pete Watkins. Coach, I think you could probably say a good and bad weekend for you guys in terms of results with a win and a loss, but two overtime games certainly could have gone either way. Talk a little bit about the weekend from your perspective, 1-0 win and then over Marion and then a 2-1 loss to Concordia.
Yeah, I think in both games our positive takeaways were the compete level of our guys. I mean, they really competed hard in both games. I think both opponents proved to be tough tests, so it was good to see us compete not just in the win, but also in the loss. Played on two different surfaces, a little bit of travel between games. So there's some challenges that we'll see during the MIAC season, which is frankly why those games are on our schedule. But the guys, there are a lot of positives to take away. Certainly the victory tasted better than the defeat, but you got to see both sides of kind of what good Division III men's soccer is about in terms of the closeness of the two teams.
You know, I thought character-wise, from a standpoint of dealing with adversity, so to speak, you're down late in that game against Concordia, Wisconsin, and come up with the game-tying goal. Unfortunately, when you carried it into overtime, they did score the winner. But that never say die attitude, because that late goal, that's something easily in the past could have just said, well, we're gonna lose 1-0.
Yeah, particularly second game in 2 days. Towards the end of the second half, that's usually where if you were going to start kind of faltering, that's where it would happen. And so you're right, the way our guys competed to scramble the tying goal in. The goal they beat us on was an overhead bicycle kick, one of the best goals I've seen in Division III soccer, and I've seen a couple games in my day. So, it took a great goal to beat us, and our guys, I think, should take away the understanding of what the margin is from winning and losing. We got to see some great performances from some new guys as well. Just because of the 2 games in 2 days, we went a lot deeper in the bench and had some guys able to contribute that way.
I know this is a silly question, but how difficult is that to play games back-to-back? I know a lot of times in our conference you might get a Wednesday, Saturday, or a Sunday, Tuesday, but to play back-to-back days, how difficult is that?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, we're the only place in the world, I think, that you would find teams of 18 to 22-year-old young men, or women for that matter, playing back-to-back games. College soccer is unique. There's a lot of things I like about it. Having the packed games into 2 months maybe isn't at the top of my list with that. So, if the athletes at Man United or Real Madrid would never play 2 games in 2 days, asking our college kids to do it's an interesting choice, I think. But the flip side of it, everyone else, it's the environment we play in, and so our guys had a chance to get a taste for that. Teams that make the NCAA tournament, you have to do that 3 or 4 weekends in a row. So, I think it's a challenge, but like a lot of things, it's a learning moment for our players. And it was great to see, virtually every one of our guys get on the field this year. And
let's talk about Wednesday. You kick off conference play on Wednesday at Augsburg. You've had 5 games. You come into this game 3-2-0. So you're seeing some success. You're probably seeing some things you still need to work on. Where is St. Mary's at as you head into Augsburg?
Yeah, we've got a couple things to sort out in terms of who's going to step into roles due to some injuries and those types of things. So that'll be a great opportunity for guys to make an impact, not just in a big game, but in a MIAC game. There is no easy day in the MIAC, and I think that's something our guys know. Playing away at Augsburg, a pretty small field, always a challenging environment up there. So it's a good first game. I know they're going to be certainly hungry for us, and they like to start off with St. Mary's too. So I would anticipate, a big battle between the 2 programs. Should be fun to watch our guys. If they bring the compete level they had this weekend, should be fun to watch our guys really give up a good fight.
Being that it's the first game of conference, can you talk a little bit about what we can expect from the MIAC this year? I know every time you and I talk, we know that it's going to be a battle, but what are we looking for conference-wise?
Yeah, I think there's actually a pretty big class from a lot of top teams last year that moved on and graduated. We lost a lot of players. We lost a lot of seniors, I think 12 in our program. There's some just very talented seniors at some of the other teams that have moved on and graduated. But everybody has good depth. I don't think you see too many programs in our league that are at 18, 19 guys, and so they've had guys sitting in a JV or reserve team or only getting a few minutes varsity-wise. That probably were all state-type players in high school. It's going to be very compact. I think these first 2 games for almost everybody really kind of dictates, are you being chased or are you chasing somebody? At the point you find yourself chasing the pack, then you get the focus on the results getting into the middle part of the season. We've got it in our schedule anyways. We've got enough non-conference games sprinkled in there. We'll be able to find some playing time for some guys if they're not getting it in MIAC games. But there's some interesting schedules the way it played out this year for a couple of the perennial top teams.
7:30 Wednesday night, the MIAC kicks off. St. Mary's at Augsburg. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Todd.